Guys, every week there's a new AI model dropping, and honestly, it's getting too wild. I just can't keep up. Some of them are game changers, some of them are just hype, to be honest. But the one everyone has been talking about this past week is Google's brand new image generation and editing model, Nano Banana. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lenny, and I know I'm probably a little bit late to the party on this one, but I just couldn't skip it for another video. There's been so much buzz on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Reddit, so I had to see for myself what this model can actually do. So in today's video, I'm going to fire it up for the very first time. No prep, no testing beforehand. This is just my raw first-hand experience. I'm going to generate some images, I'm going to try a few edits, and then I'll give you my full thoughts on whether Nano Banana really lives up to the hype or if it's just another shiny AI toy. So grab a coffee if you can, drink a glass of water, and let's see what this thing can actually do. Let's get started. If you'd like to access the Google Nano Banana model, you can do so for free at Google AI Studio, or you can also do so at Gemini by going to gemini.google.com. So those are the two ways in which you can access this model. Like I mentioned, I'm going to run a few tests so that you can get an idea or get a sense of how great this model is, or if it's just hype. So the first test I'm going for would be to test color transition, realism preservation, okay? So in order to access Nano Banana from Gemini, all you have to do is you click on tools and then you select create image, and then you can sort of like upload your image in here. So let's say I have an image I downloaded from the internet. So because I want to test color transition, I downloaded this image, which is sort of like a black and white colored photo. And I just want to sort of like change this image to full color. Okay. So this is really a very simple editing task I'm given to the model to do. So if I click on enter right now, let's see what I get. Okay, so to be fair, this didn't really take a long time. This took just about, let's say 30 seconds, and it generated the image. You can see that it preserved the features and it generated it in full color. So this is great. I mean, if you were going to edit this yourself, it'll probably take more than 30 seconds if you're not an expert. I definitely do think this is a great start for my test today. Now, the next thing I want to test is outfit editing, style transfer, and also character transformation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload an image I got from the internet. As you can see, she's a sportswoman, she's in a jersey. So what I'm gonna say is I just want to first test out like her style or her clothing. So I'm just gonna say, can you change the woman's outfit to a Nike tracksuit? And I'm gonna click on enter and let's see what I get. Again, see, this is the before image and this is the after image, and to be honest, like, it's great because it does preserve the lady's features, it does preserve the style, and it put her in a Nike tracksuit. So this again is great for someone who is not an expert or is not like a photo editor. It's gonna be hard for them to do this in just 30 seconds, but the model did not disappoint. So far it's living up to the hype, and so I think it's really great. Now, the next thing I want to do is I just want to transform her into an anime character, okay? So this is where I'm testing character transformation to see how well the model adapts to that. I know that there are a lot of tools out there that allow you to do this, like FlexClip and photo.com. Like, there are different tools that can help you do this within like a simple click. But then, yeah, I want to see how fast like Google Nano Banana's model can do this. So I'm going to change her to an anime character and let's see what I get. Super cool, super cool. So it does exactly what I wanted it to do. It first transformed her clothing into a Nike tracksuit, and now it's transformed her into an anime character. This is great, guys. I'm actually really impressed about the outputs I'm getting from this particular model. Now, the next one I want to do is I sort of want to test scene expansion. I want to test contextual consistency. I want to test like scene variation. So I'm going to upload this particular image, and as you can see, the scene for the image is sort of like given someone who is sort of like praying in the woods, okay? So what I want to do is I want to change her scene to like a different scene, okay? So instead of her being in the woods like that, I want to change the scene to make it look like it's been raining, it's winter. I want to see some snow and some ice as well. So let's see. This also tests the model's ability to manipulate the environment this photo was shot in. So let's see if we would get something different or something nicer. And I would also do that with like another photo as well. Okay, so as you can see, like it shows that this person is standing in the snow praying. Again, it did preserve her features, it did preserve the posture. So once again, I don't think Google Nano Banana's model is hype at all. I actually think this model, it lives up to expectation. Now I'm gonna try another one. I want to generate some different scenes of this image, okay? Let's see how well this would be. So I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna say, show me another shot of the same scene, okay? So I have these two couples holding hands, so I just want to get like a different scene. Maybe this is gonna be somewhere else, they're gonna change the background. Let's see what the Google Nano Banana model does. This is what we got. This was like a different shot. Well, from the main photo, you can see they're smiling at each other, they're holding hands, and then from this one, you can see like it's sort of like definitely it's a different shot. The scene did remain the same, but the shot was different. So what I can do in this case is that I'm gonna sort of say, can you change the scene as well? Okay, and let's see what we get. So it did come back asking like, what kind of scene do I want? So I just said beach. Let's see what we get. Maybe we'd get them holding hands at the beach, right? And that would be great. Let's see what we get. So, well, it didn't maintain the consistency of the characters. It definitely gave me like entirely different characters. So let me just upload the image again and then just say change the scene. This did a better job. It's kept the clothing consistent. I'm not too sure if the faces are so consistent. Well, they are close to it, so I'd say it still did a good job. Now the next one I want to do is I want to test, let's say, material substitution, artistic medium rendering, lighting, texture, and realism. And so I'm going to upload this particular image of Lenny, which is also AI generated. And what I want to do is I want to make a statue out of Lenny, right? So I'm gonna put this exact prompt, okay? And let's see what I get. Okay, so this is exactly what I was expecting. This is great. It did exactly that. Yeah, so far the Google Nano Banana model hasn't disappointed. It's doing exactly what the hype said it would do. So far it's done more than I expected it to do. So I'm gonna try the last one. The last test I have for this particular tutorial, because I don't want to make this a very long tutorial, but the last thing I want to test really is consistency and multi-output alignment. So I just want to test like cross-scene consistency, multi-instance alignment, and reference-based control. So basically, I'm going to create consistent characters of one particular image. So I have this image which I downloaded off the internet. As you can see, it's a lady by the lake. She's in some sort of yoga pose. So what I'm gonna do is I just want to change the different poses, okay? So I'm gonna first get her to do the mountain pose, and let's see how well this model is able to do that. Okay, so this is the image. I'm gonna get her to do like the mountain pose. So let's see what we get. Okay, so we can see that she's in the mountain pose like we said, so that's good. We're gonna test out like a different pose, okay? This time around, we're gonna do the warrior pose. So I'm gonna come in here again and I'm gonna attach the image because I've seen that's how you get better results. And so I'm gonna say, okay, now I want you to do the warrior pose. Let's see what we get. And it got it spot on. So this is actually good. I'm gonna try the third pose, okay? This time around, I'm gonna do another warrior pose, but like with her arms stretched out wide instead of like closed on top of her head. So let's see what we get. So this is good. I see what happened here. It didn't use the image. That was because I didn't upload the image. So this is something I've noticed, guys. If you want it to be consistent, I don't think it sort of remembers previous conversations yet. So you always need to attach the exact image you are working with in there. So this is probably going to be the last pose I'm going to put in here. And then once the response comes up, I can give you like my full take on this. Okay, so again, it did keep the background consistent, it kept the max consistent, and it kept hair attire consistent. So this is great, guys. This is great. So far, what I just think is that Nano Banana, which is aka Gemini 2.5 Flash, can keep a subject's appearance consistent across multiple edits, even when changing outfits or settings. So that's a huge leap over all the other tools I've used. Additionally, it's also fast and realistic. It delivers results in roughly 10 to 30 seconds, like you saw, and it also produces more realistic looking edits than tools like ChatGPT, especially when you are blending images or inserting a real person into new scenes. Okay, you saw that from my other edits where I was able to like change the shots, change the scenes of the characters. Also, I think it's accessible and beginner friendly. So Nano Banana is available within Gemini for free users and also paid users, and it's also in Google AI Studio like I showed you earlier on. Its prompt-based editing feels like a simplified Photoshop for anyone who can really speak English or like type a sentence, you know. But then let's talk about the risk and limitations, okay? So one major risk I see with this is deepfake and misinformation potential. So with its identity preserving edits, Nano Banana opened the door to deepfakes, okay? Potential misuse like putting a real image of people into fake context, right? Even though every image has a visible watermark, that invisible marker isn't fully traceable or detectable by users yet, okay? Now the second one has to do with overhype versus reality. So some professional users have found it can handle complex edits reliably, and you did see what I did, right? But then there are some occasional bugs, there are some failures to apply edits, and common AI artifacts still persist, right? So if you realize, for instance, for this particular image in here, you can see that this image sort of didn't look exactly like the couple, but it was a bit close to them, right? Now the other one has to do with bias, stereotypes, and malicious use. So broader transparency studies on text to image models, though not specifically like Google Nano Banana, right, highlight risk like perpetuating stereotypes, generating harmful context, or even being manipulated via prompts or model poisoning. So these are serious issues across the AI space. So in my own opinion, I'll say that yes, Nano Banana is definitely a standout. To be honest, I was very impressed. This is the first time I've tested an AI tool and it sort of like hits every test I did, right? It's fast, it's consistent, and it's also beginner friendly. Like the fact that you don't have to open Photoshop, you don't need to be an expert to be able to edit images. You can just edit images with just like simple English language or simple sentences. Is definitely a big leap in usability and realism, but you definitely have to tread carefully, guys. Deepfake exists, and these are like huge risks. Sometimes you may have like inconsistent outcomes, and like I said, like in order for you to get very good outcomes, always make sure that you have the image attached and then you're adding your prompt, because if you're expecting it to remember, it's probably not gonna do that. And yeah, also always be ethical about it. It has some ethical blind spots. It means that it's not perfect, so you still need to have a full eye check on it. It's still important, okay? So yeah, so that is it, guys. Those are my thoughts about Google Nano Banana. Let me know in the comment section below, have you tried it out? What are your thoughts? What do you think? Do you think this is going to be a very helpful tool? Do you think it's a dangerous tool? Let me know in the comment section below, guys. That is it for today's tutorial, and see you in the next one.